Welcome to the online version of our community presentation that's being held on August 2nd, 2017. I'm Tyson Bennett, Assistant Superintendent for Finance and Operations, and I appreciate you taking the time to learn more about the work of our Citizens Advisory Committee that's been diligently planning and meeting over the summer, as well as the possible projects that's being discussed. We know that some of our citizens will not be able to attend the community meeting on August 2nd, so we hope this helps with providing additional information on the process. Our meeting on the 2nd begins with a welcome by Dr. David Hicks and our Citizens Advisory Committee. The focus of our community meeting is to provide our public with an update on the 2017 bond planning process. In our schools and community, we have many needs to address, most of which are being influenced by growth. Growth in our schools, growth in our community, increased expectations for our students, advancements in technology, and a highly skilled workforce. With advancement in so many areas, we have the need to continually assess what we do. For quite some time, our superintendent, school board, staff, and the community have been strategically planning for the future. In 2015, a 50-member community group developed strategic goals, including the goal for our school facilities to be evaluated and a plan for new construction, renovations, and updates to be developed. In pursuit of this goal, our school board commissioned a facility study that highlighted overcrowding across the district and aging facilities. In the early fall of 2016, a group of 70 citizens began working on addressing our facilities, which culminated in a bond election in May of 2017. The bond election for $308 million in facilities construction and renovation was a long-range approach to addressing our facility needs. The bond was unsuccessful in passing by only 144 votes out of 4,257 ballots, which was 48% for and 52% against. After the election, the district immediately engaged the Citizens Advisory Committee, surveyed the community for feedback, and added additional community members for the planning process with diverse perspectives on the election. Throughout the summer of 2017, the new Citizens Advisory Group has been hard at work to bring forward changes and new recommendations that our community may support in addressing our growth and facility needs in Sherman schools. The charge of our committee has always been very simple, but highly impactful. Our school board has asked our Citizens Advisory Committee to study the district's facility needs and report back with recommendations to the Board of Trustees. So on June 13th, our newly formed Citizens Group got back to work with a broader perspective on our community's desires on the best way to plan for growth. This perspective came from a community-wide survey with over 1,100 people responding. The group also studied the district's finances, demographics, facilities, educational opportunities, and the economic and demographic outlook for the city of Sherman. After gaining a tremendous amount of insight, the committee began examining cost projecting today and into the future, as well as possible projects that best meet the needs of our students and the desires of our community. During our community meeting, the plan is to begin providing our community with the same insight into planning, as well as get additional feedback to better inform the Citizens Group prior to making recommendations to our school board on August 21st. Let's talk more in depth about our bond survey. After the May 6th election, we surveyed our community to determine the reasons citizens supported the bond election and the reasons they did not support the bond. 1,131 people responded, and 21% of those responding voted in the election. In fact, those supporting and not supporting the bond were split evenly down the middle, so we received a nice cross-section of our community as it related to those favoring and not favoring the bond. Our takeaways from the survey were very clear. The top motivators for citizens supporting the bond were overcrowding at Sherman High School and the age of Sherman ISD facilities. The top motivators for citizens not favoring the bond were the amount of the proposal at $308 million and that it was a tax increase. In assessing needs, our survey showed that technology upgrades received a 92% favorable response, and a new Sherman High School and a new site was favored by 82% of those surveyed. As we covered district finances, our group took away the facts that Sherman ISD is strong financially. The district aggressively pays down debt, saving taxpayers $28 million in interest over the past 8 years. The district's debt-to-taxable value ratio is a low 2.3%, while most other districts carry a much higher debt load. At the same time, the district has been growing by nearly 1,000 students over the past 10 years, which is equivalent to 3 of our elementary schools. So the takeaways are that we're in a great position to grow, with declining debt, more students, aging facilities, and overcrowding. A closer look at our enrollment forecast by our demographer reveals even more growth coming over the next 10 years. another approximate 1,000 students, and a bubble of growth moving toward our secondary schools. At Sherman High, we're projecting over 2,000 students in 5 years at a campus with a current rated capacity of 1,400 students. This is why our facility study considers our high school to be seriously overcrowded. Our enrollment growth is a great segue into the conditions of our facilities. Our committee takeaways for facilities have centered around the fact that 8 of the district schools average 65 years of age with a total of 44 construction or renovation phases, and 8 of the district schools scored on our facilities assessment as either needing to be replaced or completely refurbished and updated. With this in mind, our laser focus has been on the situation at Sherman High School. The Genesis Partnership stated in their facility study that Sherman High School is seriously overcrowded and should be replaced as soon as possible. They went on to add that the current Sherman High School cannot cost-effectively be expanded and/or redeveloped on the current site. As we studied educational opportunities, we focused on what we expect our students to gain from their experience in Sherman schools. We know that our main priority is the academic achievement of our students. In the planning process, our committee reinforced that they want our students to become adaptive, critical thinkers and problem solvers, have a strong academic foundation, be effective communicators, develop a growth mindset, set futuristic goals, be successful at each grade level, and be self-motivated. As we work throughout the summer, we've continually assessed where we are in terms of consensus on our Citizens Advisory Committee. What we've learned is that 89% of our committee favor a new high school on a new high school site, with 95% favoring district-wide technology upgrades. Looking back at the Community Bond Survey for May, our community is favoring the same projects. 82% of our 1,100 plus community members favor a new high school on a new high school site, with 92% favoring technology upgrades. So as we come to the close of our community meeting presentation, we would like to emphasize that we want to hear from you. Our community meeting is set up to educate and solicit feedback in 5 areas: district finances, facilities, education, possible projects, and Q&A. It's our intent to ask the community one more time for feedback to assist our Citizens Advisory Committee before the committee's final meeting on August 3rd. Looking further down the road, the committee will be planning to make their recommendations to our Board of Trustees on the evening of August 21st. I want to thank you for your time, encourage you to let your voice be heard, and tell you that we greatly appreciate your support of our students, staff, and our Sherman community.